Hi there, it's Robbie here from Ensley Coins, and today I wanted to talk to you about why dealers won't buy either your circulated coloured $2 coins, or often they won't buy uncirculated rolls and bags that you've gotten from the bank or whatever other institution or however you've got it. So the first point to make is that I'm contacted probably 2 or 3 times a week by people with huge amounts of coloured $2 coins they've put away over the years, asking if I'm interested in buying them. I would speculate probably on average it's between 2,000 to 4,000 coins a week. So that might be $4,000 to $8,000 in coins. So they'll say, "Oh look, these are selling on eBay for $5 or $6. They're a $2 coin. I'm quite reasonable about it." And I say, "Look, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested." And the reason for that is the absurd amount of volume I would have to sell. There's just no market for it. So while people might say, "Oh, this circulated coin selling for $4 or $5, maybe one a week is selling for that." So I think a lot of people actually have these big hoards of circulated coloured coins that are worth very, very little. There's simply just not the market demand there to deal with the supply if people were to put them up and try to sell them in any quantity, especially not if you're wanting $4 or $5 for the average one. There's exceptions to this. The 2012 Red Poppy is an exception. The 2013 Coronation, the 2014 Green Dove. These are all exceptions to this where there is some value in them and you could sell them in quantity. But for the rest of the coloured coin series, there's not enough money in it for a dealer to be interested in, and there's certainly not the market to sell them. The next thing I wanted to talk about was coin bags and coin rolls that are found in uncirculated condition. And I don't mean that in terms of the grade uncirculated, that's for another video. I mean that in terms of these coins have been made by the mint, they've been put into jumbos, packed and distributed through security companies. They've reached the bank, and then these people have got these coins before they've actually been distributed. I often get people saying, "Oh, I've got, all of these mint rolls I found, what will you pay me for them?" Well, with the current amount of noodling that's going on, which is when people basically withdraw money from a bank, they go through and search for rarities or interesting coins, keep those and deposit that money back into the bank, and repeat the process. There's a huge supply of uncirculated bagged coins that are coming into the market. So it's not a rarity anymore. There's plenty of people doing it. There are plenty of people finding them. They're all over the place. It's just not a difficult thing to do. So what these people will often do is they'll go in there and they'll find sort of a jumbo bag, which is, depending on denomination, but say it's 40 bags of uncirculated coins. And then they'll try to sell them on, either as a complete jumbo to someone who is an investor, or they'll sell them on as bags. Now, the reality for a coin dealer is if someone's selling you, "I've got 3 jumbos of 50-cent coins," that's 1,200 coins to sell. So from a volume point of view, it's the same as buying the coins that are circulated, coloured coins that are circulated. The volume just becomes silly, and it's too much of one product, especially one that there's not a huge market for. You might sell 1 or 2 a week, but it's a long time to recoup your initial investment, certainly, and even longer time to actually start making some money on it. So it's just not worth it. And I would say that applies not only to coin dealers but to investors, people who think, "Oh well, they'll skyrocket in value." That's most likely actually not the case. What happens is when these coins are first found, there is a peak in value. They're at the highest value because they're new. That is then supplied to the market. The people who want them get them, and more are found, and the price sinks. What has happened before is that a mint report will get released that's only got a partial figure on it. It's not a complete mint report it's not a complete report on what that population of that coin will be. And so it will be an interim mintage, even if it says final on the website. it'll say 100,000, and they'll all go, "Oh, look at this! I've got this uncirculated coin. Give me, whatever, $300 a bag." And it's just ripping off people, unfortunately. The Mint's quite aware and does what it can actually not to create artificially low mintage coins. They try to prevent that from happening. So prices are often at the highest when these things come on the market, or if the people who've actually found them find a way to actually create some sense in the community that it's a rarity. It never is. It might be a lower mintage coin, but it's never a true rarity. It's very deceptive the way some of these people go about selling them. The other thing is dealers don't speculate. That's not how dealers make their money. Dealers make their money by wholesaling, or from buying things for less than what they sell them for. Dealers are not in the business of saying, "Oh, I think this is going to be a low mintage, so I'll put all these bags away." They know better. They know that these things will be updated, and that at the end of the day, they're probably paying too much for them, and that they might come back to twice face value or something like that, but nothing worth getting excited for, especially if you're paying more than face value. The reality is that with these coins, the risk is always on the person buying them, because you eventually have to sell them. So not only are you potentially buying at the peak of the market, you're also dealing with this great inventory of stuff that you're one day going to have to sell. And I can tell you, if you could come into my place of business, and you could say, "Robbie, I have 1,500 red poppies." Well, you're not going to get the market price. I'm going to want a discount on volume. So always remember that. You might think you're sitting on a fortune, but you're not. No one's going to want to buy thousands and thousands of coin and pay you the market value. It's just not realistic. So I would always say, be sensible about what you buy, and consider, how are you, when the time comes, going to get rid of it all? Are you going to become a coin dealer? Because essentially, if you're buying jumbos and jumbos of things, you are going to be a coin dealer. Are you going to register a business, or are you just going to downsize? I don't know. But it's food for thought, and it's something you truly need to consider. The other piece of advice I would give is never speculate on mintages. Coin dealers don't do it. When I started, I did, and I got completely taken for a ride financially. It was very silly. But yes, if you can learn from my mistakes, then that's great. Look, feel free to visit us at ensleycoins.com, or send me an email at ensleycoins@gmail.com. Have a lovely day.